Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in mid-October 2019. What is going on, Scorpio? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, first off the bat, happy birthday for you early Scorpios. I hope you guys have an amazing birthday as October rolls over into November. Many of you will start your birthdays, what is that, on the 23rd? So from the 23rd on, we enter into Scorpio season. So happy birthday, whether you're born in October or November. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have cake and ice cream, have some for me because it's the best. All right, guys, let's get into it. Scorpio, I've shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. You can look for the timestamp in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have a question before you place an order, you can feel free to email me at the exact same address and I will answer you as soon as possible. Guys, if you find anything here that resonates with you or you just generally like my vibe or you like the content, YouTube has a button for you. It's the like button. Go ahead and hit it for me. You can also leave comments, share the video, and of course subscribe if you are not already subscribed, okay? All right, let's get into it. I want to see Scorpio's outcome for mid-October 2019, please. Please show me the outcome for mid-October 2019 for Scorpio, please. Okay, look at that. That little oddball. We're going to take that. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Ooh, I see that. And that goes there. All right, in frame. Excellent. Let's see what came face down for you, Scorp. Oh, butts. Oh, slightly more butts, but we'll see. We'll see if that's actually true. Let's figure this whole thing out, okay? All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. Please show me where Scorpio is in October 2019. Scorpio, October 2019, please show me. Mid-October 2019, please. Show me. Felt that one in my gut. Maybe you'll feel it in your gut too. Who knows? All right, guys, coming into October, mid-October. I keep wanting to go back to the beginning of October. Maybe that's what you want to do. Mid-October, you come in with the Ace of Swords. Well, somebody has some things to say. Big truths, big honesty, big clarity. Either you want this or you will be delivering this, or maybe it's a combination of the two. But certainly this is a point of being empowered or the opportunity to be empowered. Aces are really only opportunities. They're not guarantees. They're not, nobody comes to your door, knock, knock, knock. Here's the Ace of Swords. Do with it what you will. It's really a chance. It's really something that you have to seize. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Or you have to make your way down a certain pathway or towards navigating certain situations so that you can obtain the aces. So with the Ace of Swords, this is the chance, the opportunity for you to speak truthfully or receive truth, or both. Scorpio, it feels really important to you, regardless of whether you're doing one or the other or both. And it's deep inside. Like, this feeling in my stomach hasn't really gone away. You might as well consider that my solar plexus. When you think about the solar plexus, if you don't realize, or if you're not familiar, the solar plexus is one of the main chakras of the body. If you follow certain people, they say there are only 7, and it's just like, okay. But really there's hundreds, and some people say even thousands of chakras, but there are 7 main energy sources, right? And I keep saying 7. I'm about to check myself. 7, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7. Why am I thinking there were 6? I did that earlier for another reading a few months ago, and I was like, 6. And I'm like, no, it's 7, you fool. Anyway, so the solar plexus is the yellow one, right? It's where your stomach is. It's where your gut is. And while I asked, where is Scorpio? Something came along and punched me in the stomach. Not literally, not, like I felt like I was punched, but it just like really like, boop, like a Pillsbury, it really hit me there. So this truth, this discussion in some cases, this point of clarity comes from that place or will affect you and hit you in that place of the solar plexus. Google it more. I'm not an expert on it, but that's generally what it is. And it talks about your personal confidence. It talks about your self-belief, your self-doubt, and it really rules just having like what is this? This is a rod. Why a rod? Oh, back in your back, a rod in your back. Like it gives you that ability to stand up straight. That's kind of what they're showing me. So what they're really showing me is somebody who has honor, somebody who has bravery. Okay. And I think you want that. You want to be that. You want to experience that. You want to receive that. Something like that. Scorpio, it feels like this has eluded you. When you had a turn to speak or time to speak, you didn't. Or vice versa. Or someone did and they didn't speak to you. Or both. Could be both. Okay, heavy on the both. Heavy on the both. But now's the chance, now's the time, it's come again, where you can step forward or someone towards you or both. It's going to go any of those 3 ways. You know which way is more prevalent in your situation than I do. It's come around again. Either the same opportunity or something so similar to it. And more than aha, that's why they want me to say solar plexus. It's most likely coming around to you, that you want to do it. Because part of being empathic is to feel the energy that I call upon, right? And so I ask where Scorpio is, and I ask for the sign. Unless, like, they tell me explicitly it's not for, this is for you. You want to have that bravery, to have that courage, to have that confidence, to say something, to act, maybe not act, but really it's about expressing something, expressing a truth, giving clarity and it doesn't have, okay, thank you. It doesn't have to be like, you get up to a podium, you get up to a microphone, you go live on your Instagram and you like spill your guts. It doesn't have to be public. This feels very much either between you and a specific person or a small group of people. It can be big, it can be public for some of you if you're a public speaker or you're like somehow out in the public eye, right? In other cases, it's much more subtle and it's much more personal, meaning I think that you want to say some truths or you want to be able to express what you have known has been repressed or suppressed or, stuffed away to yourself. To yourself. Get real with yourself. Get honest with yourself. Be brave enough to say the words aloud, what you have not said aloud to yourself. I often say that, especially with friends, not so much with clients, but especially with friends, whether they ask me to or not. My advice is to speak to yourself. Now, when you speak to yourself, who are you speaking to? God, the universe, spirits. That's technically what you're doing. Or your higher self if you just want to, believe you're the only person or the only entity that affects your life. Perfect. Whatever you believe in or don't believe in. But when you speak your thoughts aloud, your intentions, your desires, your dreams, your wishes, maybe even sometimes your fears. Sometimes you have to speak your fear aloud in order to turn it away from yourself, to purge it out of yourself, right? That is maybe what some of you need to do. Because again, I said the words repressed, suppressed, stuffed away. That's what this feels like. If this is not about you having a dialogue with another person, in some cases it is about having dialogue with other people. In other cases, this is about, I need to be honest with me. Solar plexus work. So you could also look that up. How to open your solar plexus, how to heal it, how to balance it. I know one of the things that you can do to actually physically do it with your physical body, do a plank. Do plank, do crunches and sit-ups, eat food that is good for your gut, right? Those are just some of the things that I know to do. Now, Google it, research it more. Ace of Swords. Just a chance, just an opportunity. If you don't act on it, you don't have to. This is your life, you do what you want. You have reason to. You have all the reason to. My God, do you have the reason? Because look what surrounds your starting position. All this. Now, next door, you have the Four of Cups next to your starting position. This is apathy. This is listlessness. This is lacking inspiration, lacking connection. Not dissatisfaction. Boredom. They're like bored. Okay, bored. This is how a lot of you feel in your day-to-day life. Bored, listless, uninspired, apathetic. Don't even care. You're like a walking zombie. You're an animated cadaver. All right? You don't really have much emotional connection. Or what you have is minimal. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Because you do have something. You've got these 3 cups here in the foreground on the grass next to this guy. And I said it's minimal. Now, what they want me to note is that little rodent next to it. It's either a mouse or a rat or whatever. Whatever you have now, in terms of emotional contentment, emotional happiness, emotional satisfaction, it's overrun or infested. It's infested. Meaning, it's not clean. It's not salvageable. It's not healthy. It belongs to someone else. Does that make sense? Let me clear that up, because what they're showing me literally the cabinets in my house downstairs and a big old rat in the cabinet. And let me tell you, if I saw a big rat in the cabinet and it was gnawing on my bread or my cereal, I'd be like, okay, that belongs to the rat now. I don't want that. Does that make sense? So whatever you have in those 3 cups on the ground next to you, Scorpio, it belongs to somebody else. They have decree over it. They have ownership of it. They bring it into your life, or they take it out of your life, or they do whatever they want with it. Again, the visual. Literally, think about it. You go down to your kitchen, or you walk into your kitchen, you walk anywhere, and there's a big old rodent just on your favorite box of cereal, on your favorite loaf of bread, eating your bananas, whatever you have in your kitchen that you know belongs to you. You bought it from the grocery store, you put it up, and then the next morning a big old rat is eating it. Are you going to take it back? Are you going to take that from the rat and be like, no, rat, that's mine? I don't want that now. You may have it, Mr. Rat. I'm going to have to go out and get new bread or a new box of cereal. Does that make sense? So this 3 of Cups that already exists, you don't want that. It belongs to someone else. You are dissatisfied with it. You don't connect with it. Maybe you used to, but now somebody else has come and they've taken it over for themselves. And I did use the word infested. So what I'm getting here, in terms of your emotions, Scorpio, you are playing along with the story. Like what I'm feeling and seeing is like basically, I don't know. I've never seen the movie, but there's 2 movies. And if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of stuff with movies and music and TV shows. There's 2 movies where it's basically about dudes that live with rats. One's Willard and one is Ben. And those 2 characters, from what I've never seen either movie, but from what I get from the clips I've seen and things I've read, they think that shit is normal. And to some degrees, maybe it is. If that's your profession, to live with rats or some shit, I don't know. But they think it's normal. They think it's normal to have rats scurrying about the house, climbing on their furniture, sleeping in their bed. Do what you want, okay? I'm not here to really judge anybody. But it's like the rats overtake the okay, there we go. The rats, the mice, whatever it is, overtake the home, infested, right? eating your bread, sleeping in your bed. For some reason, they're in the shower when you're in the shower. You, some of you, not all, but a good portion of you, thank you, are surrounded by, I'm not trying to call your family or your friends rats as if they're despicable people, as if they're disgusting and that they are an infestation, but you're surrounded by people that they're in your shit. They're in the walls. You hear them, you see them, you feel them all over you. You have no peace. You have nothing in the house that you claim for yourself. You have nothing in your space, nothing in your emotional body that you feel belongs to you solely. I've talked a lot about the 3 cups that you have. That's very interesting because when I get the 4 cups, I rarely talk about the 3 cups. I normally talk about that 4th cup. So what you already possess in terms of your emotional contentment, happiness, stability, emotional fulfillment, whatever, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to somebody else or other people in general. Meaning, if you are supposed to be in a happy family, they're reminding me, when was I talking about happy families with Scorpio? I can't remember at this point. I've done so many videos and I've had so many clients. It's all a blur, but I think maybe it was up in August. Maybe, I don't know. There's one video that I put out, and I think it's in the title, so it would be pretty obvious if you want to go look at your playlist. Something about you're supposed to be happy, but you're not, or whatever. They're reminding me of that feeling, of that video, of that energy. I think that this is where this is coming from. You're meant to be happy in the situation that you are happy in, and other people around you, the rats, are chewing up the bread, sleeping in the bed, you know, getting comfy in your slippers. Oh, it's so cozy in here in these slippers. Every other person, being, is fine. You are not. You're sitting there looking at that damn rat eating your loaf of bread going, I really wanted to make myself a sandwich for lunch. Guess I'm going to the taco truck on my lunch break. Like, there's nothing you can do, you feel, to clean house, essentially. Because when you have an infestation, thank you, that's why we're getting to infestation. When you have an infestation, it's not a matter of simply asking the rats or the mice to leave. It's not simply a matter of, well, if I give it time enough, they'll eventually get bored of eating me out of house and home, and they'll just fuck off and go somewhere else. No, vermin, when they get in your home, they stay there. Oh, look, if you think about it, literally, rats, mice, bugs, whatever. Oh, look, here's a place full of everything we need. Shelter, water, food. Here we are. Paradise. Why would we leave? The only way to get rid of infestation is to exterminate. Or burn the house down if this is some dramatic film or you're being a crazy person. Or leave. Those are your 3 options, literally, when you're talking about infestations in the real world. They kind of translate here to your reading. What do? Do you leave? If it's a happy family situation, you're really not supposed to do that. I'm going to the store for milk and bread and cigarettes. I'll be back. And then you never come back. That's a dick move. Don't do that. To exterminate. That gets you sent to prison. You become a serial killer, and they will make a movie out of your life, and someone will win an Academy Award for playing you. So don't do that either. And what's the other option? Hope that they leave? Ha! Ha, 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 ha. Okay? If a rat, a mouse, a bug, or anything that needs that sustenance, shelter, water, food, if they have it in abundance, if it keeps being supplied, why would they leave? They wouldn't. Same thing with a person. Same thing with people. Same thing with friends. Same thing with family. If you or the situation keeps providing the bread, providing the cereal, providing the fresh water, providing the pillows on the bed to sleep on, they're not gonna go. So what happens with you? God, we've been on this card forever. So you get offered something. 4 of Cups. Something you want. Or that you think you want. You're not sure. You're so despondent and so displeased with the cups you already have, you are now weary of any new cup. So again, I have not watched either Ben or Willard or any other movie such as that, But again, go back to what I said. If you see the rat eating the bread, would a logical person say, you know what I should bring home? More bread. No, because the rats will destroy it. The rats will eat it. It won't be mine. You want the bread. You want it for yourself. But once you bring it home, it belongs to them. This is literally something that could be happening in your house. You literally buy your own groceries, or you buy something for yourself. You bring it in the house, your kids grab it up, your friends grab it up, your other relatives grab it up, your roommates grab it up, and they use it for themselves. I bought that for me. They don't care. They used it. It's gone. Now, I've talked a lot about objects just as an analogy. This is cups. This is about emotion. So, you bring home, or somehow in your happy home, you're supposed to feel happiness. That cup, there's a big old rat sitting in that cup, a big old brown rat sitting in that cup of happiness, and that is not pleasing to you. You're supposed to have connection, camaraderie, amorous, or what do you call this? What do you call this? I mean, you get what I'm saying. Connectivity with another person. Bonding, that's the word. Bonding. That's another cup. Bonding. A rat is, playing with it, rolling it around on the floor with its little paws. That's where your bonding cup is, on the floor, getting rolled around with a rat. You don't want these cups because they're overrun with the rats. So, the fourth cup comes, handed to you, offered to you from some outside source. God, maybe, hand of God there, the divine, spirits, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, or another person, a friend of yours offers you a weekend away. Girl, let's have a girls' trip. It'll be fun. That's the bonding cup. Yeah, let's just take a trip down to the beach for the weekend. You and me, we leave our husbands, we leave our kids, we just have a good time. I know a place, I have a timeshare, whatever. You look at that cup, it's a cup of bonding and friendship and good times, and you're like, cups get ruined, rats get into cups. I don't want that. Girl, guy, whoever you are, listen. That's the longest I've spent on a single card. You're about to have the longest reading. It's ridiculous. I hope you get what I'm saying. You are listless, you are uninspired, you are emotionally dissatisfied and detached to your happy home. Okay? Yeah. Which one? Yes. Yes. Okay. So, at some point, remember where we started. This is important. The other part of that is the Eight of Cups. Jesus Christ. So, at some point, Scorpio, you will take a trip. Maybe literally take the girls' trip on the weekend. Do whatever. At some point, you're going to be inspired, be motivated enough to be like, I'm tired of looking at all these wraps flopping around in my cups, knocking my cups to the ground, playing with them, nibbling on the edges of them, ruining them. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I need to find a better place for my cups. And I said that in one of the scenarios. Like literally, if your house was infested, you have three options. Burn it to the ground, get an exterminator, or walk off. You're going to choose one of these options. It feels like more of a walk off. And I'm not trying to say this cavalierly. I'm not trying to say this in a nonchalant way. I think that this is actually a process that you're going through. This is not something like willy-nilly in the middle of the night. I'm just going to pack a bag and be out. Abandon my family, abandon my household. No, I don't think that's going on. I think that after time, after consideration, because I mean, as much as you're sitting there looking bored and feeling apathetic, you're also thinking, you're also considering with the Four of Cups. So after time spent doing that, you realize, listen, the rats aren't going to leave. I can't burn the house down because I don't want to be a Lifetime movie, right? I have to do something else. I have to go and seek my happiness. I have to go and seek a way to secure a new set of cups, right? You have 8 cups. You might have 8 members of your family. You might be living with 8 people, because I really feel like this is a domestic situation. This is about home and hearth. This is about home base. It could translate to work for some of you, where you work so closely with people that they feel like family, or your work is close to home. Like maybe some of you have a home business, or you work for your family in a family business situation, right? This is a over. Oh, okay. This is like overdue. And look at the moon. You're full of emotions over this whole situation. Look how full that moon is. Like you're swelling. You're swelling with this need to rectify the situation, to find. All right, Scorpio, I apologize about that. So yeah, you're overflowing. You're very full with this need to go find your 10 of Cups, which, again, I'm drawn back to whatever previous reading that was. On paper, you're supposed to already have. You could be married, committed. You could be single mom of 4 kids. I don't know. I don't know what your home life is or your work life is, but you're supposed to have what other people, or the other people in the situation feel is already a 10 of Cups situation. You know it's not. You feel it, you know it, you live it, you breathe it. Like I said, oh God. So the 8 of Cups is about, listen, saying to yourself out loud, in a private space if you have to. I understand, Scorpios, you like privacy, okay? You say to yourself, Scorpio self, are we happy? The consensus of the Scorpio self says, no, we're not happy. Then you continue to talk out loud. What would make us happy? What are we missing here? Like, this is what you think of in that 4 of Cups energy. As you begin to fully understand what you believe would make you happy, what you want to pursue, what you want to change, what you want to find in order to secure happiness and emotional stability and fulfillment, right? You transition into this 8. The 8 is about change. 8s are about change and progression, transformations. It's tough. I feel it, because that thing I said in the beginning about a rod in your back to make you stand up straight. And look, he's carrying a rod or a walking stick, right? And he's standing up pretty straight as he looks out towards whatever area he's going to walk towards, right? This is going to take more courage than you've ever had to have, probably. To admit it to yourself first, and then, if appropriate, if necessary, which I feel in many cases it will be necessary, and it probably is appropriate, to say it to other people. If you are, again, married and committed, and that that's not your route anymore, how can you tell that to someone when the rats, again, it's not to call the people you know and love nasty, vermin. That's not the point. But they're happy how they are, and they don't know anything else. They're rolling around in these cups. They're contented. You are not. How can you tell someone, I'm not happy here? The rats look at you like, what are you talking about? Gnawing on the bread. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not happy? There's all this bread here. All this fresh fruit. This is a cup of happiness. This is the cup of bonding. This is the cup of, if this is about you and your partner, this is the cup of good sex. You're like, the sex is not great, babe. And they're like, huh? I don't want to debase it, and I'm not trying to be funny, but like literally these are things that become points of issue between partners, between spouses, between, whoever. All right? So in your Eight of Cups, you walk away from this. It's not easy. You've thought about it for a long time. You've lived in this feeling of, is this enough? Can I stay here? Like the movies Ben and Willard. Those guys, those two, the young boy and the grown-ass man, they decided, this is normal to live with all these rats and mice. This is perfect. This is fine. To most other people, that shit ain't fine. That shit is not perfect. It is quite horrendous. And like I've said before, you burn the house down, you get an exterminator, you walk away. That's most people. Willard and the kid from Ben, they're like, I'm staying here. I'm having my best life. Some of you may decide that, by the way. Tarot is not science. I'm not here to predict exactly what you're going to do. This is what I feel you want to do. Whether or not you'll actually act on it, that is your choice. You do what you wish. And I've said it over and over again, so I'm trying to get to this transition point, because you walk away from what seems like a happy home to other people, your friends, your family. They think everything is copacetic. They think you're contented. They think you're a happy camper. And part of that, you got to own that, Scorpio. Let me go ahead and give you that, because I told you before, something has been repressed, suppressed, stuffed to the side. We're not going to say that. We're not going to address that. Just everything gets mushed away. You have to own that you've done this, partially, at least, to allow the rats to continue to stay in your house, eat your house, or eat your food, eat you out of house and home. That's what I wanted to say, right? This could be friends or family that freeload off of you. It doesn't have to be your, leaving a marriage or leaving a long-term commitment. It could be, your damn sister is staying in your house, and she's been here for like 3 months. And every morning you wake up to go get ready for work. Maybe she's fallen down on hard times, right? You wake up to go to work, hop in the shower. She's already in the bathroom. And you're like, this bitch don't work. Or she doesn't work until the afternoon or something. Maybe she has a part-time job. Why is she in the shower at 7 a.m. when that's time for me to get ready to work? Like, this person or these people are inconvenient to you in some way. They don't fulfill you emotionally. But if you don't tell them, if you don't knock on that bathroom door, hey, you need to get out of there because I'm going to be late for my full-time job that pays the bills around here. You need to hurry up. Why are you in there? Something like that. If you don't tell people that, if you don't tell people I'm not happy, I don't like the way that you've done this, I hate that every time I come home you're eating my bread. If you don't tell people that, and you just accept it, then they're really not going to understand what you're about to do. Does that make sense? So if you're trepidatious, if you're afraid, if you're tentative, if you feel guilty about hurting people now, take it as a life lesson that you need to tell people more readily, more forthrightly, hey, when you did that, it didn't please me. So that they don't do it again. You open the cupboard, you see one rat on Monday, and you're like, I have a rat in my cupboard. This is inconvenient. I don't like this. There goes my bread. You close it back. You come down the next day, Tuesday, you open it up. There's 4 more rats in there. Well, I was really hoping that one rat would go away, but it didn't. And now the problem has multiplied. You know what I'm going to do? Not address it. Why would you do that? If that's what you've done, as the outside person, I'm not here to chastise you. I'm not here to criticize you, but I want you to challenge yourself. Why did you do that? You don't want to hurt the rat's feelings? Okay, I get it. But now that you have 15 other rats in your house, and you got nothing to eat, nothing to wear, can't sleep in your own bed because they're all in it, what do? You walk away, and then you feel bad. Like, come on, man. So, finally, you will have the longest reading, and whatever. That's the way it is. So, this is what people think you have already. This is what the rats feel like you've got. The sister who's in the bathroom in the morning, the kids that are running around, running up all your bills, using the internet, and, sometimes some of them might be taking money from you, whatever's going on to the specifics of your life. The other side of it, friends, family, whatever, coworkers, they feel it's fine. Scorpio, you've got it made. And maybe you have tried to convince yourself of that. Maybe you've tried to see it from their point of view. Maybe you have believed that what they say is normal. You're like, okay, I guess this is normal. Okay, rats. It's cool that you're in the shower while I'm in the shower. It's cool that you're, just sleeping in my underwear drawer. That's fine. No, it's not. Unless your name is Willard or whatever that kid's name is from that movie. No, it's not. So now you realize, oh, it's not exactly what I think it is. It works for them. It doesn't work for me. So you walk off. Ironically, trying to find this elsewhere. Because I think you've been told this is what happy family looks like. And you've played along with that. Happy family, happy work life, happy friendships, whatever. You've played along with it. And you're like, I guess this is what it looks like. And then eventually you're like, maybe this isn't what it looks like. Now that you've seen sort of an outline, we'll call it an outline, or someone else's version of it, if this is what works for your partner, if this is what works for your kids, if this is what works for your sister who's freeloading off of you, family takes care of family, you help them when they're down and out, maybe that works for you under a certain time constraint. Like 2 weeks maximum is my ideal for that. This is you speaking, possibly Scorpio. 2 to 3 weeks, crashing on my couch until you find another place to stay. Fine. 2 months, 3 months, a whole year? Hell no. That does not work for me. You need to leave. See what I mean? You begin to redefine this for yourself. And that involves a journey. That involves some type of transformational journey, which is based off of some very, 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 very long overdue truth. A suppressed truth that has come around again. I told you that in the beginning. You could have done this before. You did not. It has come around again. This opportunity has presented itself again to speak your truth. If you don't do it, that's your choice. I think you can understand from my tone, I would encourage you to speak it because you are miserable otherwise. If this doesn't apply to you and you've watched this whole time, why are you here? But if it resonates for you, I hope you take something away from this and transform with that 8 of Cups. Outcome. 6 of Swords. What did I just tell you? You are changing. You are moving away from this. This is a card of transition. This is a card of moving from disturbed waters, choppy waters, unpleasant situations towards something more calm and pleasant and fulfilling. However, the transition is one of, I don't want to say burden, but disturbance. It's not easy. You take pains with you. Or you take pains. You go through pains. What do I mean by pains? You go through a trial by fire. You go through criticism. You go through people having lashing out at you. You go through the potential of hurting someone's feelings as you tell them, I can't stay here, or you can't stay here, or we can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. When you brandish this sort of truth, that Ace of Swords, and you begin to say what you really feel, what you really think, and simultaneously, or projecting out into the future, and so my plan is to move forward, you are really messing with people. Or messing up their rhythm, messing up their calm. You know, you're fucking up their chi, so to speak, right? But this feels so necessary for you as a person, as an individual. This feels important. Now, I am drawing a distinction on this, you as a person, you as an individual, because if you know the traditional tarot, look at this card and then go look at the 6 of Swords in traditional depictions. There's one person on this damn card. One, as opposed to 2, 3, or 4, right? No one else is in this boat with her. This robed woman, okay? Some of you are literally leaving a family situation. Solo dolo. No husband, no wife. In a very few cases, no kids. Now, I don't know the details. I do not know. But it feels right. Why do, you'll notice a pattern. If you're new to my channel or you've been with me for a while, I give people the "it feels right." I give that phrase a lot. I'm an empathic reader. When I tap into the energy of the zodiac or the person I'm reading for in a private session, I get into what they want, what they feel, what they are aligned with. So for you, Scorpio, it feels right. To everybody else, feels like shit. Doesn't feel right, feels absolutely wrong, feels like the worst thing you could have ever done. And they will tell you that. Six of Swords, they will tell you that. They will speak it to you. They will give you the guilt. They will give you the guilt trip. They will make you feel as if you've done the worst thing in the world. And maybe you have, to them. That's their truth. For what I feel, the people that I'm connecting with, this feels correct. So if you're cross-watching and you're like, how could you say that's the best thing ever to walk away from your family? For the person that does it, yes it is. For those who are receiving the walk away, which again, in reality might be horrible. Leaving your family? That's a bold move. I told you. Deucing out on saying I'm going to the store to get bread and cigarettes and I'll be back, and you never return. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, but the idea of abandoning. What? Who are you abandoning? What? Abandoning. Okay, I can say that word. Abandoning. The idea of abandoning your responsibilities, your family, your friends, your loved ones, that's cold. Have I experienced that? Maybe. So I understand. As a receiver of that energy, I understand. But, in retrospect, I cannot give you the details because I just wouldn't do it because we don't know each other. But I have seen that happen in my life. And at the time, as someone who received that energy of someone abandoning, it felt like the worst thing in the world. In retrospect, I realized, oh, that was necessary. Or that was necessary for the person who left. As an adult, as a grown person, I get it. Okay? Subtextually, I hope you get what I'm saying. So that's where I need to tell some of you who are either the Scorpio who feels guilty or the person that would want to tell Scorpio they're doing the wrong thing. For the individual, you have to do this. And you don't have to do anything. Let me take that back. You don't have to. But it feels like that is the desire. If it never happens, at least that's the desire. That is the truth. All right? Whether it actually takes place in the physical, who knows? Now, the overall energy for your reading, Scorpio, which is going to be so long, it's ridiculous, is the Ace of Pentacles. Money, for sure, money. The prospect of money, the prospect of creating or obtaining or sustaining money is definitely here. And that's really hardcore. Oh, and it looks like a base. They're like, look, it looks like a base. And I'm like, okay. So it's a pentacle, so it looks like a pentacle. It's a five-sided figure. But if you turn it up this way, and it's not exactly like that, but it looks like home base. It's not the exact shape. I know it's not the exact shape of a home base in baseball. Or maybe it is. But that's what they wanted to show me, is like it looks like a base, like home base. So this is about money or the physical family home where you live now. And the potential of that. What happens if I leave? What happens if I say I want a divorce? What happens if I say I don't want to live here anymore? What happens if I walk out of this job? If it's not about home, if I walk out of this job and I don't return, what am I going to do to secure my base? Now, like I said, I think a lot of you are used to the program as it is. I work this job, it provides me with my money, it allows me to keep a roof over my head, it keeps my bills paid, etc., etc. I live with my family, I live with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whoever, I live with my kids, whoever you live with, whatever you do. It sustains you currently. To upset all of that would mean you need a new one of these, a new Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity to set up home base. Now, I don't know what your finances are, have no clue. Maybe you have finances already in place to get yourself a new place to live. Maybe you have a new job lined up. I don't know. Because again, remember what I said here about aces with the Ace of Swords. These are opportunities. These are chances. They're not guarantees. So if you're actually going to stay where you are, you take the chance of staying unfulfilled. That's the risk. That's the opportunity. To sure, you have a stable income, or sure, you have a house that's paid for and a spouse or a partner that helps you pay these bills. But what are you getting out of that, right? The converse is also challenging you. If you leave those things, if you leave that stable home, if you leave that stable job and you go towards the unknown, how can you be sure this is going to be waiting for you? Unless you're independently wealthy, you probably don't know. Unless you absolutely have another job in the bank or right there on deck. If you walk out tomorrow and you can start the next day at your new job, you don't know. So there's a potential, or excuse me, there's an interest in where security is, where home base is. Either will I stay where I am now with my rats, or am I going to move on and try and find a new home, rat-free? Those are your choices. That's overseeing this entire reading. It might be why you've stayed so long. It might be why you're hesitant to leave. It might be the truth of the matter is, I stay for the money. I hate this job. I hate the people here. They gossip too much. I go into the break room, open up that communal fridge. Somebody has eaten my lunch. I can't stand these people. They're disgusting. Da 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 da. But my 401k is tight. My health insurance is tight. My bills are paid. This check is right. Maybe you're the person who has the timeshare. Maybe you're the person who has all this access through your job. Maybe that's the truth. I'm here for what it provides me, even though it burns my soul to step a foot in this door and deal with these people. It burns my soul, the type of work that I do. I hate it. It doesn't fulfill me. I'm not happy. But I got a sweet vacation package coming up, and that's fine. That could be your truth. I'm going to leave it, Scorpio, because I could sit here all night and talk to you about this, and I'm not being paid. This is free. And, I have a job. So I got to go tend to that. I have to go get ready so that I can go to work in the morning. All right, Scorpio. Wow. If you liked this reading, if you got anything out of it, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know how it resonated for you. Feel free to share it across your social media platforms. And, of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Scorpio, I'm going to see you real soon. And I'm going to see a lot of you. Sorry. I'm going to see a lot of you soon, Scorpio, because you've got your November reading coming up. You've got your mid-Novembers coming up. You have your birthday message, which is actually going to come up on the 23rd. I hope to post it on that day. Might record it same day. So you got your birthday reading to come up. Middle of November at some point, I'm going to go live and do readings for you guys if you come into the chat. I saw a few of you there for the Libra reading. So if you're listening, I hope to see you then when I do the live in mid-November. So lots of goodies are coming down the pipe for you, Scorpio. And I hope to see you then. Hopefully you'll want to see me as well. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. So again, I thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Take care.